What is your name?
My name is Nekia Hackworth.
What is your current occupation?
Currently, I'm an assistant United States Attorney in the United States Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Georgia.
What neighborhood did you grow up in while attending Therrell High School?
I grew up in the Southwest Atlanta area between Oakland City, the Oakland City area, and Greenbrier Mall. So along the Camden Road corridor.
At what point in your life did you realize you wanted to be a lawyer?
I have to admit, I might be one of those rare individuals that knew pretty early on that I either wanted to be a lawyer or that I had an interest in the legal profession. I remember thinking about being a lawyer probably as early as the age of 8, 9, or 10. Whenever I would see lawyers, I remember getting really excited about what it was that they were doing, how they presented themselves in court, and honestly the passion that they had for their clients, and for seeing justice done, and for making their contribution to society.
What is your particular area of law?
Right now, as a federal prosecutor, my job is to assist with federal law enforcement matters. I basically help prosecute different federal crimes. Over the past 5 years, I primarily prosecuted what would be called violent crimes like armed bank robberies, criminal street gang violence, drug trafficking, human trafficking, things that really impact the physical safety of the citizens of the Northern District of Georgia. Recently, I've switched to a different area that still has a very distinctive impact on our citizens, but in a different way. I now focus on financial crimes. So working in the financial crime section, I now handle matters such as identity theft, tax fraud and tax evasion, securities fraud, healthcare fraud matters, mortgage fraud matters, basically the types of crimes that pose a financial threat to the citizens of the Northern District of Georgia. And in both of those capacities, I really love what it is that I do because I feel like it's the way that I give back to the city, to the district, and to the state that has done so much to make me who I am today.
What inspired you to choose that particular field of law?
Even as early as being a student at Therrell High School, I've really had a passion for public service. I've always enjoyed volunteering as part of community organizations, whether it be at high school where we would do food drives, in college as a part of my sorority, but definitely as a lawyer, I always believe that one of the obligations of anyone who is in the legal profession is to help those in need, help individuals who are at their most vulnerable point, help those who may not be in a position to help themselves. And in our role as federal prosecutors, that's what we do. We are here to protect the citizens, to protect the public against individuals who are trying to compromise their safety and security, whether it be physically, financially, mentally, emotionally. And so for me, this is my way of giving back, and it's one of the things that I'm very passionate about. So that is one of the reasons that I chose this particular line of work.
What obstacles did you overcome to pursue a career in law?
Well, I have to say, when I hear a question like that, I think about individuals who have very difficult circumstances, who might not have a family structure to support them, who might not have proper guidance in their lives. And I must say that I had great parents who were always very supportive, there to help me, supporting my dreams and my goals and all the activities and the things that I wanted to achieve. I would say that like any individual who is trying to pursue a career that can be very difficult and challenging, especially being a black female in a profession where we are not necessarily the majority of that profession, that can always be a challenge because you might find yourself in a situation where you not only are trying to do the best that you can to advocate on behalf of your client, whoever that may be or whatever that may be, but you might face an obstacle, whether it be a person's biases, perhaps some discriminatory conduct, things of that nature. So I think that you are always in a position where you can hopefully confront those challenges when they face you, where you can educate individuals who may not have seen or worked with or learned from anyone like you. It's a thing that I can't say I've overcome it because I think it's an ongoing thing that you always have to be aware and cognizant of. But I can say that at least in the Atlanta community, it's a community of close-knit lawyers where those things don't arise. But when you're practicing the legal profession, your practice stretches across the borders of the state, It stretches across the borders of this country. So you just always have to be aware that you might be interacting with people who are not like you, and attune yourself to that, to be sensitive to that, and to really find a way to make a connection with people.
Tell us a particular person or teacher who encouraged or inspired you throughout your journey to pursue a career in law.
There's so many. I feel guilty for naming any ones in particular, but I will say generally that all of my teachers at Therrell High School made a huge impact on my life. I vividly remember that Dr. Larry Moss, who at that time was the magnet coordinator for DM Therrell High School, back in the 90s, Therrell had a law and government magnet program, which, similar to the law and government and public policy program, was focused on educating young students who had an interest in law enforcement or in the legal profession. And Dr. Moss would come to various middle schools and recruit students, and he would ask those who wanted to be a lawyer, hey, come to Therrell. And I remember being very anxious and hesitant about it, but he assured us that we would not regret it. And Dr. Moss, as he usually is, was absolutely right. Every teacher that I encountered, every activity that I participated in, every moment that I had with my friends and with my educators and with the administrators at the school really helped shape who I am. It made me confident. It made me believe in my abilities. It made me know that I can tackle anything that's in front of me, and it really gave me the confidence to go step by step each journey, whether it be college, law school, other graduate schools, my career, my personal life. Therrell was the breeding ground for me really becoming who I am today, and it's something that I'll always be thankful for.
As a former Therrell High School student, what advice would you bestow upon students who are interested in law?
I would tell any student who's at Therrell High School or any student who is interested in law to simply state it, believe in yourself. That is honestly the biggest lesson that I took away from Therrell High School. When I was at that school, our teachers put us in situations that honestly even we didn't think that we could succeed in. But they would always emphasize and impart upon us, you are good enough, you are smart enough, all you have to do is do what you are trained to do what you are smart enough to do, and you will succeed. And to believe in yourself. And you would not believe how many times I've had to think back to those same words of wisdom. Now at the age of 36, I'm thinking back to the lessons that I learned when I was 14, when I went to my first debate round in a county I had never even heard of before, and we were the only team of African American students in the whole competition, wondering, can I do this? And thinking about Dr. Moss saying, you can do it, get in there and show them what you got. That is absolutely what I would tell anybody who's trying to be a lawyer or anyone who's at Therrell High School. Believe in yourself, do what you got to do, work hard, study hard, and believe in yourself. And with that, you can seriously do any and everything that your heart desires and that your mind dreams of.